guys, what's going on? Is Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow. Guys, thank you for joining me today. Today is one of those videos, kind of like yesterday's video, that's a little bit random. It's a video that I've been trying to think about how do I articulate this in a video, kind of thematically. But it all came to a head recently, where if you missed it, I don't know, 2 shard pull videos ago, I pulled this new champion. He's really cool looking, and he is Roxum, right? He's a Lizard Man champion. I put him in some of my best gear on my account. This dude, you know, 92 through 36. Over 50, almost 5,500 on the attack. I decked him out in Savage gear as well. And his skills, you know, he has this jungle ambush. He hits a single target. I heard that the multipliers are absolutely insane on this dude. And I was really excited to try him out on this flicker step. It's an AoE attack if he's under Veil. If not, it's a one-time hitter. And I thought to myself, you know what? I'm just going to put him with Rector's Wrath, who puts the Veil on them anyway on this passive. And he's going to dominate. Unfortunately, it wasn't the case. Now, I'm not trying to sit here and tell you that Roxum is an awful champion, but just like all of these champions, and I will put Rector's Wrath on this team here just so you can see what he does while under the Veil. But look at, you notice a theme here, guys? Besides them all being dirty pay-to-win champions, Void Affinity Legendaries, it's not just Legendaries, it's not just Void Legendaries. These are just the ones that are the most pronounced, right? And what am I getting at here as we watch Roxum under Veil disappoint, kind of? Dude, a single target hitter in this game, with only a few exceptions, right? A single target hitter in this game, they're so incredibly redundant. They can be amazing champions, right? Like, even if they hit and that was his A3 under, now granted, no decreased defense, so some of them do actually, but all of them do. But he doesn't have an increased attack or anything, but like, that's it. That's his A3, right? Under that god tier gear. And the thing is, and you can say this about so many champions that I'll go over in a moment here, but single target champions are tough to get excited about inside this game, at least for yours truly. And I wanted to kind of air this. I've never seen really anybody talking about this, so maybe I'm in the minority. I'm totally cool if I am. I just like having these conversations with you guys and kind of talking about it, and I have some ideas, because I hate to just complain about things and not present some alternatives, some ideas, some solutions to the problem. But okay, what is the problem? Single target damage dealers in this game, although they can hit like trucks oftentimes, once you have one, you have them all, for the most part, right? Where do you use single target damage dealers? Sometimes, very occasionally in Clan Boss, like with Turbo, for example. Even then, it's more niche oftentimes. Brachus, the Shifter, champions like that, they can get some utility in Clan Boss. And other than that, it's only PvP, right? Doom Tower, you're not really using a lot. More often, it's champions like War Chief who have like 3 provokes or something like that. They bring something really a lot extra to the table, right? And not that he's a single target damage dealer anyway, but you get the point. They need to bring something really unique on top of just dealing a ton of damage, like Arrow, like Faceless, champions like this. So where are you using them in PvP? But right now in Raid Shadow Legends, PvP is such a small element of the game, you know? It's just arena and tag team arena. Even despite the recent announcements, the recent changes, it's still, I mean, let me know in the comments below. There's gotta be somebody out there, right? It's gotta be one of you guys watching this, or gals, shout to the 6%, watching this video right now that love tag team arena. Are you one of them? I think conceptually Tag Team Arena is actually pretty cool. But the rewards suck, man. They suck, and even the good rewards are on like a 1-month timeout. Like, you can buy a legendary book, then you have to wait a month. So you can't even just keep farming them. I don't know. Let me take a step back here. Single target damage dealers are good in PvP. So their best spot in the game should be Tag Team Arena, where you run 3 PvP teams. However, Tag Team Arena is just not worth it. It takes a long time. You can't even auto through the entire thing. I know this is like really niche issue here, but it'd be so nice just to auto all 3 teams, right? Instead, you know, sometimes I do Tag Team Arena just to get my faction war. I know that's what you guys are thinking. It's like, yeah, I play Tag Team Arena just to get my faction keys. I play 5 a day, or I play none. If you're gonna skip something, it's probably your faction war, right? But for me, if they made Tag Team Arena more compelling, and I've mentioned this in a video last week, and I'm gonna mention it again because a lot of you guys agree with me in the comments They already have fragments available at the bazaar from Tag Team Arena, right? They already, Drexstar, right? Blood Twin. And they're adding what, Broadmaw? Yeah, yay. Why not add and just cycle through them, not all at one time. Why not cycle through all the champion fragment summons there has been? That way we have a chance. We have the fragments anyway. I mean, check it out, guys. I'm going to show you in a second here. I'm curious, who do you think that did the most damage out of these single target damage dealers? I think it's going to be Turvold. I have Little Miss Annie. I have Rector Drath, obviously not a damage dealer. Turvold, Krutraxa, and Roxum. I'm like, who is that guy on the end? All right, let's see. Oh, Turvold by a long shot. 1.8 million. Little Miss Annie 582. Krutraxa 413, and Roxum 878 total damage. But it doesn't matter. The point here is that even Turvold, I don't use him, man. And granted, I'm a dirty spender in this game. But anyway, back to the point. Let's not get too sidetracked here, Ash. Come on, man. All right, so let's go. Take a look. Right. Here's my portal. Right. Let's get a lucky ancient shard. Why not? Break up the video a little bit. Intermission. Two. Let's do two. Let's do two. You can't just do one. Let's do two. And then one void. A little mini shard opening video for you guys. Bet you didn't expect that, did you? Bet you didn't expect a little mini shard opening in the middle of the video. Wow. All right, here we go. Dude, oh my God. I'm going to mention it one more time, then I'm never going to mention it again. But that game on post where I pulled that one ancient shard and got her. Oh my God. I'll link it for you guys in case you missed it. I won't mention it again. All right, we got a whole bunch of nothing. Well, so there you go. There you have it. That's why we don't open shards during no events. But look at all these champions, right? Expect an Archmage helmet guide this month very soon. But look at these, man. I missed out on Iron Brago. God. I mean, look at all these. Now, I have all these, but, you know, I gained extra fragments on some of them. And ones that I didn't get, you know, they would just stay there forever taunting me like Iron Brago. He's just taunting me. Like, come on, man. Put the Iron Brago, put these champion shards in the bazaar so we have a reason to actually use these champions. Now, obviously, you can use these champions in other areas of the game. Fire Knight, for example, like a champion like Krutraxa is helpful, but, you know, what, a 5-time hitter on the A1? At the end of the day, like, I'd still prefer Coldtar. I'd still prefer Apothecary in a vacuum. Granted, he's not a damage dealer, but, you know, sometimes you'll open one of these champions and you'll be like, wow, they're a real game changer. They have a 5 rating in Fire Knight. And then you're like, yeah, but, you know, at the end of the day, I'd probably rather have the team that I'm using full of mostly rares and epic champions like Allure. Take a look at my team here, guys. I mean, I get use out of some of these champions, right? Like Little Miss Annie. I love Little Miss Annie. Little Miss Annie is my favorite legendary champion, two-way tie with Syl the Drakes. However, you know, I'm very limited to how I can use her. And even when I do use a champion like this, it does feel kind of like I'm sticking, you know, a square peg in a circle hole, right? It's not working out for me. So what am I gonna do? What are we gonna do about it? Well, one way again is going right down to the bazaar. What can we buy here? We can buy an ancient shard. I've been holding on to my gold bars forever, by the way. I've only bought, you know, a couple, a sacred shard. That's about it, in a legendary tome. But man, I can buy a few ancient shards, actually quite a few ancient shards. But remember, it's taken me forever to get these 107,000 gold bars. I know they're gonna up the gold bars, but wouldn't it be so much more cool if we can buy rare skill tomes for 1,000 of these? But again, don't be dissuaded by how many I have here. I have a lot of gold bars. But man, it would give us a reason to play more PvP if they made these prices, I don't know, a little bit more realistic. Think of the potential of Tag Team Arena, guys. Just imagine for a second here that you could buy silver with your gold bars, right? Gold, silver, currency exchange. Why not? Make it like a market. It's a bazaar. A bazaar is a market, right? Why not have, you know, buy silver? This could solve everything in the game. It really could. You could buy skill tomes. You could buy, and without cooldowns and at a more reasonable price, and it would get you playing Tag Team Arena. It's like the butterfly effect, right? Starring Ashton and Kutcher. You can get a lot of value out of your single target champions if they added a more compelling reason to play PvP in the game. Let's just go through some of these champions. There's so many, and they keep adding more. So we already talked about, you know, Little Miss Annie. I love Little Miss Annie. Playday is the hardest hitting ability that I have seen on my account in terms of single target damage dealing. And we have champions like Turvold, who are fantastic. How about Baron? Avoid Affinity Bannerlord. You might say, but Ash, some people were using Baron inside Doom Tower. Yeah, only because of the A1. Is that the answer? Is it has nothing to do with the Bazaar? Forget the Bazaar, forget PvP. Is it just making their A1s do surplus damage like Baron? So at least like Dracomorph, like Baron, you're getting a little bit of utility out of these champions. Give them harder hitting A1s. They're better on a counterattack team against Clan Boss or something like that. Is that the response? Is that the answer that's needed to make these champions more viable? Because if it's not, if they're not going to do anything with attack one enemy, attack one enemy, attack one enemy, but they keep releasing content that necessitates champions like Seer, champions dungeon content, right? That wants champions that do damage based on enemy max HP like Royal Guard, like Coltar. Those champions are what are very well sought after in the game. You pull a Baron and you're just like so bummed out, you know? You're like, oh, wow. We get Sky Piercer as an amazing ability, but it's on lock. You have to unlock the secret skill. You know, so really, you know, these champions are really cool, but it's an issue to me in the game. And even Roxham, man, he's a cool champion. And I know some of you might right now might be watching this video and thinking, dude, this guy is just ranting and raving. Who are you? You know, if I got these champions, I would use them. But the thing is, it's not about these OP legendaries, right? If I pulled a champion like Faceless, right? You can go all the way down to uncommon champions. I think Ragemonger is a very hard-hitting champion. Actually, he's an AoE, my bad. But let me look on, like, where the heck is Faceless? Oh, right, he's Void, obviously. So a champion like Faceless, so good, right? So good in the arena, especially. But that's all you can really use him in. You can use him outside of that, but he's a squishy champion who will deal a lot of damage to just one enemy. You'd much rather have a nuker. I'd rather just invest in Kale. If I pull Faceless on my free-to-play account, I would only use him in the arena. And as a free-to-play account, that's only 2 months in, you know what I'm saying? So it's not about, I probably did a poor job at only spotlighting like the best of the best legendary champions. But even on my free-to-play account, sure, if I pulled a Turvold, of course I would use him. If I pulled a Little Miss Annie, who's an insane champion, I don't even know if I'd use her, especially because there's no way to farm up books in this game. How am I going to get my hands on 28 legendary books, Plarium? I probably wouldn't invest. I wouldn't invest. She'd probably sit in my vault, seriously. So listen, of course I'm being a little bit emphatic in today's video, but it's something that I think about a lot. The versatility or the utility of these single target damage dealers is very limited to PvP. You know, Mountain King is another champion, very cool in the arena. Elsewhere, not so much. Faction Wars, he's all right, you know. Errol is another one. There's so many of these champions, guys. I don't have time to go through every one. Gala Longbraids, another champion who's tremendous. One of my favorite champions in PvP. In PvE, she's very limited, you know. So I want to throw the question to you guys while we wrap up today's video. What is the solution here? How can we get the more utility out of these champions other than just giving us a reason? To me, low-hanging fruit, it seems like, let's make Tag Team Arena great, period. It's never been great, so it can't be great again. But let's make Tag Team Arena great and give us more incentivization to play these single target damage dealers. Do they need even better multipliers? That way they're more useful against bosses. And the reason, before I wrap this video, the reason that you can't just say, but Ash, they're good against bosses at least, is because my rebuttal is so simple. Not as good as Coltar, not as good as Septimus, not as good as Royal Guard, not as good as, I don't know, Husk, right? Champions that do damage based on enemy max HP are better against bosses anyway. So again, it puts these characters in a very, very small PvP box. Guys, let me know if you have any better solutions. Thank you so much for putting up with my long rambling here. Obviously, at the end of the day, these champions are so cool. I love them all, but I'd like to see something done to give a little bit of bump to these single target damage dealers. You know, give us a reason to actually be excited and invest in these champions. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.